Prosecutors say it's Garrett Miller of Texas, and he tweeted this. He said, "Assassinate AOC." And then he also said that that officer who fatally shot that Trump supporter who had made her way into the Capitol on January 6th, Garrett Miller also allegedly said this, said she deserves to die and won't survive long because it's, quote, hunting season.
It is not an exaggeration to say that many, many members of the House were nearly assassinated.
Officials do say that Miller participated in this Capitol attack, and he did post extensively on social media, both before the attack, they say during the attack as well.
We were very lucky that things happened within certain minutes that allowed members to escape the House floor unharmed.
Garrett Miller, he's facing 5 federal criminal charges incorporating his participation in the attack and then those subsequent death threats.
Well, the latest FBI arrest makes it clear just how menacing the Capitol riot was on January the 6th, particularly to members of Congress, including New York Democratic Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. And we're now getting a closer look at the man who posed the threat. Hello, everybody. I'm David Shuster, and thanks for joining us. The FBI has now released charging documents against Garrett Miller. He is 34 years old and from North Texas. According to the criminal complaint, he posted selfies of himself on social media wearing a pro-Donald Trump hat, both inside and outside the Capitol. Surveillance footage from inside the building shows Miller carrying an American flag and backpack. Miller is not exactly the most educated fellow. When somebody on social media claimed that the people storming the Capitol were not patriots, they are paid infiltrators, Miller replied, "Nah, we stormed it. We were gentle. We were unarmed. We knew what had to be done." Miller's lawyer has now issued a statement to the media. Clinton Broden says, quote, "Miller did it in support of former President Donald Trump, but regrets his actions. He has the support of his family, and a lot of the comments are viewed in context as really misguided political hyperbole." It may be easy for a lawyer to say in hindsight that Miller's remarks were hyperbole, and that may be Miller's best defense. Still, Miller's words and actions that day on January the 6th were happening in real time and certainly added to the feeling that this was a violent and dangerous insurrection. The United States, at least at the U.S. Capitol, crossed a threshold that this country has not seen in more than 200 years. Making matters even worse, there were at least a few Republicans who the day before were giving guided tours to the MAGA rioters. More recently, Republican Congressman Andy Harris of Maryland tried to carry a firearm to the House floor and was stopped by security using metal detectors.
You're trying to sneak a firearm onto the floor of the House. I don't care if you accidentally set it off. I don't care if you intentionally set it off. I don't care if you don't set it off at all. You are endangering the lives of members of Congress. And it is absolutely outrageous that we even have to have this conversation.
Indeed. But we are having a lot of conversations that many of us who have covered Capitol Hill for decades never imagined we would ever have. At the very least, law enforcement in Texas and on Capitol Hill are doing their jobs. Still, one can understand why so many members of Congress are infuriated and perhaps even a bit fearful. We live in an age when at least some Democrats in Congress have a target on their back. And whether anything is hyperbole or not, it is clear that the threats triggered by Donald Trump and his supporters are still out there.